Assalamu alaikum. You hear me?
Yes, we
Thank
can.
you for having me on. Yes, I predict that South Africa will win and order provisional measures of protection on behalf of the Palestinians uh, against Israel, unless, of course, massive political pressure is applied to the members of the court. I say that for the following reasons. I was the first lawyer ever to win anything from the World Court on the Genocide Convention on behalf of the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina against Yugoslavia to cease and desist from committing all acts of genocide against the Bosnians. It was massive, overwhelming victory that I argued all by myself. There was no team of lawyers. And then I won a second World Court order for the Republic of Bosnia and Herzegovina against Yugoslavia to cease and desist from committing all acts of genocide against the Bosnians. Once again, massive, overwhelming. I argued it all by myself, no team of lawyers. In addition, I won a third order, what's known as an Article 74, Paragraph 4 order from the president of the court to the same effect that was likewise binding on the parties. No lawyer has ever done this in the history of the World Court.
So, I'm so sorry to cut you off. Would you be able to adjust your camera slightly?
Sure.
Be able to see you better. That's great. Thank you so much. Sorry for the interruption.
No problem. I also convinced the prosecutor for the International Criminal Tribunal for the former Yugoslavia to indict my adversary, Slobodan Milosevic, the president of Yugoslavia, for almost every crime in the ICTY statute, including 2 counts of genocide, one for genocide in Bosnia in general, and the second genocide in particular at Srebrenica. He died on trial in The Hague after the filing a motion to dismiss all charges. The tribunal dismissed his motion, ruling that the prosecution had established enough evidence beyond a reasonable doubt to convict him on all charges, including 2 counts of genocide. Now, I don't have time here to review 6 hours of oral argument by teams of lawyers on both sides at the World Court. Let me just deal with the most critical component. First, the British lawyer for the Israel argued and lied through his teeth about the meaning and significance of my first World Court order for Bosnia, which was extensively argued back and forth. Let me read for you what my first World Court order said that the British lawyer lied about. Unanimously, the government of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia should immediately, in pursuant of its undertaking in the Genocide Convention, take all measures within its power to prevent commission of the crime of genocide. I won that unanimously. I have been predicting from the get-go that South Africa will win a provisional measure of protection along those lines that South Africa has asked for, modeled on my order. Second, the British lawyer for the Israelis also tried to minimize and distinguish away the third measure of provisional protection I won for the Bosnians against Yugoslavia. Let me quote there. Unanimously, the government of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia and the government of the Republic of Bosnia-Herzegovina should not take any action and should ensure that no action is taken which may aggravate or extend the existing dispute over the prevention or punishment of the crime of genocide or render it more difficult of solution. I asked for that because I figured we, the Bosnians, would obey and they would disobey. And I intended to trap them in the largest web of crimes that I possibly could, even beyond the Genocide Convention. And the British lawyer for the Israelis tried to just basically brush that away. I predict South Africa has asked for this, modeled on what I won. I predict South Africa will win this. The third order of provisional measures of protection I asked for, I won by 13 votes to 1. Only the Russian judge the Russian judge voting against. Well, of course, Russia was working in cahoots with Yugoslavia. And South Africa has asked for a modified version of this order. It's modified based on what I won. Let me read it for you. The government of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia should, in particular, ensure that any military, paramilitary, armed units which may be directed or supported by it, et cetera, do not commit any acts of genocide, of conspiracy to commit genocide, of direct and public incitement to commit genocide, or of complicity in genocide, whether directed against the Muslim population of Bosnia-Herzegovina or any other national, ethnical, racial, or religious group. In this case, of course, all they asked for South Africa was such protection for the Palestinians. In the Bosnia case, I was a lawyer. There are about 10 different religious, national, ethnic groups in Bosnia. I got them all protected. These three measures of provisional protection then were reaffirmed in the second World Court order I won for Bosnia. This is the first time ever that any lawyer has won two orders in one case since the World Court was founded in 1921. That first measure I quoted to you reaffirms the provisional measure indicated, which should be immediately and effectively implemented. 13 votes to 2. Only the Russian judge and the Serb judge ad hoc voted against me. Third measure I mentioned to you, 14 votes to 1. Again, only the Serb judge ad hoc voting against, the Russian judge favored it, reaffirms the provisional measures indicated in paragraph 52 of the order made by the court, which should be immediately and effectively implemented. And then the last measure I quoted for you, 13 votes to 2, only the Russian judge and the Serb judge ad hoc, quote, reaffirms the provisional measure indicated in paragraph 52A2 of the order, which should be immediately and effectively implemented. So based on this experience, I believe that at a minimum, unless massive political pressure is brought to bear upon the court, which Israel is currently doing, that South Africa will win at least those three. Now, they've asked for many more. When you litigate before or any court, you ask for the stars and you settle for the sun if you get it. So at a minimum, I think South Africa will get that. What advice do I have before I leave? You should all put pressure on the Arab and Muslim states to sue Israel at the International Court of Justice on the basis of the Genocide Convention. All they have to do is take the South African application, which I have read. It's outstanding. It's excellent. Change the name from South Africa to their own states and then file it with the World Court. That's all they have to do. They need to put massive pressure here. As for my friend there from Ireland, I'm a dual national, Irish and American. He's certainly right about complicity to commit genocide, to be sure, under the Genocide Convention, to be sure, by the Biden administration, the British, the German, and others. They can be sued too. Acting pursuant to my advice, President Izetbegovic gave me authority to sue the United Kingdom at the World Court for aiding and abetting genocide against the Bosnians. So this can be done, yes, for sure. I believe I'm out of my 10 minutes of time. Thank you very much for having me on.